All right, folks, Mr. Hanson here, and I'm going to walk you through the first step to getting a stress simulation set up in the SimScale software. So, what we're looking for at the end is something kind of like this, where we can identify where the weak points of our crane design is. And so, this is kind of the end result of a simple crane simulation that I run. I want to show you guys how to uh, get this set up. So, first things first, we're going to work from Onshape. You should have some CAD models showing um, your crane design, hopefully put together and assembled in an assembly tab. To prepare this for a simulation, we need this all actually to be merged into kind of one part, since this is all the same material. This is all wood that's been glued together. And so there's a trick. I want to show you how to do that. We're actually going to export this assembly, import this into a part studio that we'll use in our SimScale simulation. So I'm going to right click my Better Crane assembly. I'm going to click export. I'm going to call the new file Better Crane test version. Uh, a Parasolid format should work, and all the other options are fine. That's going to download a file. And what I'm going to do with that file, I'm going to hit this little plus sign down here and actually import that into a part studio. There's my Better Crane test version. Open that up. Now I'm going to select this thing here on the right where it says combine to a single part studio. It may take a second to do, but you should see a new part studio pop up. And that is my Better Crane test version. So right now these are all in a bazillion parts, but I found that the simulation runs with less errors if we go ahead and merge this all together into one solid object. And that really does kind of represent what we're doing once we have all the pieces glued together if we were to build like a real physical prototype of this crane. Or if you were building a real crane, if you welded joints together, we'd kind of consider that a single part once it's all assembled. So I'm going to make sure everything in this crane is selected. You can click and drag to do that. And there is a tool called Boolean up here. So two little circles that intersect. This is just a way of combining things differently. And if we do what's called a union, that's going to combine these all into one single part that should be ready for testing. As you'll see now, my parts list has been condensed to a single part. Now, if your Boolean doesn't work, there are sometimes weird things that happen with the overlap between parts. If you have like a three-dimensional part intersects another three-dimensional part at like only a line, like you might have an issue with this Boolean. And if your Boolean doesn't work when you join the stuff together, your simulation won't actually be able to calculate a mesh around that it'll need to do what we need it to do. So you might have to make some modifications to make sure that your parts actually have some overlap between them so that they can be connected together. So that may require a small bit of modification of your assemblies, but if you have the overall design, it's pretty easy to quickly modify that. So once you have this set up, you're ready to create your SimScale account and get your simulation set up.